Hi everyone and welcome to this week's video. I'm going to surprise you now and say I'm greeting you from a very sunny Norfolk. The weather is beautiful, the sun is shining, it's a little bit chilly, but apart from that it's a great day to be up at the allotment. Now there is going to be a little bit of confusion I think in this video. So I came up to the allotment yesterday to start filming this video, and when I did, I didn't realise how bad the weather was. It was really raining and the wind was atrocious. So it wasn't until I got home and watched the footage back of what I'd filmed that I realised you couldn't hear half of what I was saying. There is plenty of footage from yesterday's filming that I am still going to use, and that is perfectly fine to use. However, I didn't want you to have to sit there and basically listen to the wind blustering around me when I was trying to speak for big chunks of it. So don't you be confused when you see different outfit changes, etc. It's like a whole performance this week. So that is the way it is this week, and I just wanted to make sure you guys had the best video quality rather than me just trying to make do with the old footage. It just wasn't good enough. So this week's video is all about my spring bulb planting. What I'm going to do first is go back to the footage from yesterday, and you will be able to see the spring bulbs that I've chosen to plant this year, all the different varieties, and then where basically I go and dig all the trenches and put in some of the bulbs. I did most of it in the horrible weather, and there's just the last little bit that I've done today in the beautiful sunshine. So you'll see me again in this getup at the end of the video, but until then let's go back to yesterday's footage and see what I got up to in the shed. But I just want to go through some of the bulbs that I've chosen for next year to plant on the allotment. Now I'm not brand loyal, we'll put it. I've got bulbs from town markets, I've got them from garden centres, I've got them from hardware stores. Even some of them were a bargain that were reduced to like £1 a packet from supermarkets. But I figure, give everything a go. If it doesn't grow, I know not to try there next year, or maybe actually I need to change my technique on how I grow things. So let me have a go through some of them with you now. These are my absolute favourite. I am an allium lover through and through. So these are Purple Sensation, a pack of 3. These were just from a local hardware store, so definitely going to give those a go. I've just realised this might take some time. I think I have a bit of a bulb problem. I probably should have sat down for this, but never mind. Okay, going on to my favourite. I just said that about the alliums. My other favourite, Narcissus, daffodils to most people. These are from Wilko, and these are double Sir Winston Churchill. Now there's 10 bulbs in here. It came as a pack of 10. They're from Wilko, so we're going to give those a go as well. Sticking with Narcissus or daffodils, these are from Dobbies, and these are Taylor's bulbs, though I bought them from Dobbies, and this just says 1.5 kilos, flowers March to April, but these are mixed doubles as well. I love the double variety, so they will be a nice surprise, but looking at the packet, they look quite pretty too. Moving on to some tulips. I got these from Dobbies as well. These are a pack of 7 tulips honeymoon, and I just love the tufted feathered edges on those. Really pretty. Also picked up some peaches and cream tulips again from Dobbies. As you can tell, I don't have a colour palette. I just love splashes of all colour. I also like cut flowers, so the more I've got, likely the more I'll be able to cut and take home. So the more the better, in my opinion. More from Dobbies. I've got here some, now I don't know how to pronounce these. These are called, I think, Finola. Again, there's 8 bulbs in this packet, a lovely pink colour. I think they're on offer in Dobbies 3 for however much, so I bought 3 packets of those. Moving on now, these were my bargain bulbs, as I call them. So I've got Tulip and Allium Carnival blend, and these were reduced down to £1 in my local Morrison's. So again, like I say, I've got bulbs from all over. It's probably around 10 in there, so give those a go as well. I also like the mixed bags. I like the ones where you don't just have one variety of flower, and actually the ones that look really nice together. So we've got those again from Morrison's, reduced to £1, some outdoor hyacinths. Now I do like hyacinths, but I don't like masses of them. I like them as a statement flower. I wouldn't want rows and rows and rows of hyacinths. I do have them inside as well at Christmas time, or just after Christmas time. Usually I get one bought for me for Christmas. But yeah, I thought I'd give those a go. I think they're the only hyacinths I've got. If not, I don't think there's many more. So I also went for these from Morrison's, and these are a sherbet blend of tulip. So several different colours, quite pastel-y. They've sort of really grabbed me, so I got one of those as well. Looks like I'm going to have a lot of tulips this year. Next year. And these ones, again, Tulips Happy People mix, which they do look quite happy. I must be honest, they do look like very happy tulips indeed. Okay, so now moving on to bulbs that I bought from a local market. And basically they did so many bulbs for a certain price, so usually £1, and you could basically pick and mix whatever you liked, and I love doing that, especially when they've got the pictures on the top, so you can just go and choose whatever you want from the pick and mix. So I did go a little bit mad, but I'll show you anyway. So I've got some double daffodils. Again, these ones are the cheerfulness variety, so they are white. These ones, I'll try and get a picture of them if I can, just behind me. It's much more difficult if you can't see a picture. So these are the white variety of cheerfulness. 8 of those, and I paid £1 for those, so a bargain. And these beauties, I paid individually for. Now these are my Allium. Oh my goodness me, I've forgotten what they're called. Give me a second. Gigantium. These weren't included on any offer. These were purchased on their own. I think they were about £2 a bulb, so they're not cheap, but I love Alliums, and this is the variety I really wanted to try. So I cannot wait to get these in. I might actually give them a special spot on the allotment, just so I can watch for them and hope that they grow, and you can follow that journey with me too, which will be great. So I bought those two. I've got another, bang my head now. This is my herb dryer, by the way. I don't bring washing up to the allotment. So I'm up here that much. 3 more Allium Purple Sensation. They are the same as the very first Alliums I showed you. So there, that's what they will look like. So it'll be interesting to see the difference between them bought at a hardware store and bought from a market. So we'll see what the comparison is for those. What else have I got? Okay, so these ones are Alliums again, but these ones are called, oh dear, Atropurpureum. They're a deep purple. The reason I picked these was because I'd never actually heard of them before. So yeah, we'll give them a go. It says height about 14 inches. They were also 3 bulbs for £1. So some more we'll give a go. What else have I got here? Some more daffodils. However, these ones are called Gigantic Star, very large yellow, 16 inches in height. Again, I'll try and find pictures for those bulbs that I haven't got a picture on the packet for, just so you can see them and get an idea of what they'll look like. We are nearly there now. I feel like I've been talking at you forever. So these are tulips, 20 inches in height. These are called Shirley, so they're white edged purple tulips. And I've also got 6 Galanthus Snowdrops. Love snowdrops. Maybe should have bought more. I only bought 1 packet. So maybe they'll have a little special spot. But yep, snowdrops as well. And finally I have got, oh I beg your pardon, I've got 3 more hyacinth bulbs. Already starting to root, I need to get them in. These are pink, so I've got purple and pink, so they will look really nice together. That is it for the hyacinths though. And then last but not least, I think, yep, I have got some double tulip Angelique pastel pink, which the name just sounds amazing. Angelique pastel pink. And they should grow to 18 inches in height. So I'm going to sit and have a drink. I'm going to hope that I can get this coat off and that the rain will stop. If it doesn't, I'll be digging in the rain. I don't want to plant my bulbs in the rain, so I may come back and show you me planting the bulbs at a later time, but I want to get the digging done. So I'm just going to have a cup of tea. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed and just hope that I get a bit more better weather. Right, so here's the first chunk done. This is chunk 1 of 3. It's not the neatest, but like I say, I need to get the bulbs in before we have a frost ideally, and we may be predicted one in Norfolk as early as Wednesday of this week. So I need to get these in the ground. It's the 1st of November today. So yeah, I need to get the bulbs in. So I'm going to go and grab some out of the shed now. I'm going to do a mixture, like I said earlier in the video, and I'm going to position them where they're going to be. So to a lot of you, this area may look absolutely jam-packed with bulbs. Normally I would space my bulbs a lot further apart, but like I said, this is the entrance to the allotment. So I want this area to look absolutely amazing when people walk past and when people drive past. So yeah, I want this space to be really bright, really colourful, and just look lovely in the spring when there's not actually that much going on. So in here there are some Alliums, Tulips, Narcissus, and there's a couple of Hyacinths in there as well. So I'm going to get these all planted in now, get it covered over, and yeah, then I've got 2 more sections to do. Okay, so I'm giving my bulb planter a go for the first time. So far so good. So for those of you who haven't used one before, you basically press the bulb planter down into the ground and pull it up. Hopefully it should bring up all the soil with it. You then pop your bulb in like so, and then just give it a squeeze and the soil should pop out over it. Makes the whole process a lot quicker than digging them all out by hand. I just wanted to talk to you very briefly about bulb planting depths. Now, all of the bulbs that I've planted today, so the smaller variety of alliums, daffodils, tulips and hyacinths, all really need to be planted at around 3 times the depth of the bulb themselves. So you obviously don't want to go too deep, because if you go too deep then you're at risk of basically all the bulb producing its energy and using that to break the surface, and actually you can sacrifice flowers for that, because by the end of the season all it will have done is produced its foliage. Obviously, if you also plant too shallow, you risk the bulbs being eaten or not being protected from frost. It's always better to plant too deeply than too shallow, but saying that, you don't want to do it like you're digging to Australia either. So basically, rule of thumb, 3 times the depth of the bulb. Other bulbs like larger sized alliums and things like that also need to be looked into on an individual basis. I've got some allium giganteums that I am going to be planting, and I will be doing them probably around 30 centimetres deep, just because the bulbs are enormous. So just bear that in mind when you're planting your bulbs. Aim for 2 to 3 times the depth of the bulb and you should be fine. Well guys, that is it. The bulbs are in and I am tired, and I am ready to go home. I think I planted in excess of 150 bulbs, so I cannot wait for those to come up. I hope you also, there's a fly in here that's really annoying me, but I don't think it's going to go. I hope you found the tips on the bulb depth planting useful, and hopefully that will give your bulbs the very best chance in the spring. Let me know what you're planting, let me know what your favourite spring flowers are, and I'd love to see some pictures. The Q&A is still going ahead in a couple of weeks' time, all being well. For those of you who don't know about it, you can look in my previous couple of videos. I'll be doing a Q&A in a few weeks' time about allotment questions, so that'll be great. I don't think I've got much more to tell you. Next week I'm back in the allotment kitchen, of course, cooking up something lovely for you and your family. And then the next allotment video, my plan is to get the shed painted. At the moment it's a really, really dark brown, and I've never liked it, but I've always put up with it. But I've decided next year I want it to look fresh and lovely. So as long as the weather is good, I'm going to be up here painting the shed. I've also got the nettle fertiliser that I made back in the summer that now has been there for about 6 to 8 weeks, so it is now ready to be put into bottles in its concentrated form, and then I'll use that to fertilise the allotment over the winter, so that's ready for spring. I've also got plans for a new gate. My gate is very rotten. It is also huge. My gate at the moment, as you'll see in the next video, is about the width of a car. It was obviously designed so a car could be brought onto my plot. We also have a communal parking area, so it's not that I don't have anywhere to put my car if I drive up to the allotment, so I don't need a massive gate. So the plan is to put some new posts in and get a smaller gate, and I'm going to then paint that and make it look a lot nicer. So there's a fair bit coming up in the next few weeks. I also obviously have to start planning for next year, which is very exciting. I'm thinking about having a sunflower wall down one end of my allotment. My allotment has a very clear sort of entrance side and back side, even though you can drive down both ends of my allotment. There's it's divided into three. It's very obvious which side is the front and which side is the back. So I'm hoping to do a sunflower wall along the back of my allotment next year, and a smaller sweet pea wall along the middle of the allotment near one of my pathways. So loads of planning to do. It's very exciting. I think a lot of people feel a bit down this time of year because there's not that much left to pick, but there's so much planning to do for next year, and I absolutely love that part of it. And that's the good thing with an allotment. You almost get a fresh start every year, and you can come up with new ideas, and I just think it's great. So planning will be happening too. I can't wait, but yeah, it'll be really awesome. But for those of you who continue to watch my videos, thank you so much for taking the time to sit and do that. I do warble on a bit, I'm not going to lie, I do warble on. And I sometimes sit there and think, God, you go on and on and on. But you keep coming back, so I must be doing something right. But that's it for me, from me this week. Obviously, if you like this week's video, please give me a like and a comment, and you can always subscribe to my channel for more content, especially with the upcoming weeks. I think it's going to be great. I post every Friday, 7 o'clock on the dot is my usual time. Haven't missed one yet. Though I was told that I did accidentally put one on at 7 in the morning once and not 7 in the evening. It's surprising how many messages I got actually to say, your video's up early, but never mind. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. I'll leave my links there so you can give me a follow over on there too. I do try and post daily on there rather than just once a week, and that is usually food or flowers. That is pretty much the content of my allotment. My social media. You see my face occasionally too, but I tend not to put that in quite so much. But until next week, guys, keep safe. Please keep safe. We are back in lockdown in the UK now for the next 4 weeks. So please keep safe, look after each other, and I'll see you very, very soon.